Good afternoon. This is Bill Curran. I'm a retired weed scientist from Penn State University. And as you can see, we're standing in the middle of a sugar beet field here in south central Montana. I'm with Lovreet Shergill, who's with Montana State University. And we're going to talk a little bit about weed management in sugar beets. Sugar beets are kind of a unique crop. They're grown only in a few areas of the United States. This happens to be one of them, and they're notoriously poor competitors with weeds.
So sugar beets are mostly grown in like a 3-year rotation in this area, and which are rotated with usually small grains. And the biggest issues we have in terms of weed management is the kochia. So that is the biggest weed, because sugar beets are very sensitive to basically anything, let alone herbicides. So we don't have many options to control kochia in this, and with the herbicide resistance, then we are also losing that, which is basically glyphosate. So before the Roundup Ready sugar beets, they were not really successful in controlling all this kochia which was there. So in 2008, when the Roundup Ready sugar beets were launched, they made a really big impact on weed management. Now they had better fields, better yields, and it has been really successful for a while. And then they started seeing these resistance problems, because then they have used this glyphosate in the cropping systems more frequently.
It's over 15 years it's been in the marketplace now.
Yes. And then now we are seeing a lot of this resistance problem. So now it has become a problem to control in those fields where we have these resistant populations as well.
So, I mean, we're looking at this field, and it looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
So these are, I mean, virtually all the sugar beets grown in the United States are Roundup Ready now.
They are.
And so, so to manage weeds and not develop resistance, are you based on rotation, or what goes into that to avoid resistant weeds in sugar beet?
I think when you think about managing weeds, or especially kochia in sugar beets, you need to think about the rotation. Like I said, the sugar beets are grown in 3-year rotation, so you have other crops in the rotation. That's where you have more options to control these weeds. That's where you can use different mixtures. And the idea is to bring the seed bank down, so that eventually we have less weeds in our field, and then you have less populations to select from. So the growers need to manage these weeds in the other 2 years, so that they have less weeds in the sugar beets itself. So that is basically the whole idea of how to manage weeds in there.
With Desai, and Desai is a PhD student at Montana State University. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your project, what you've been working on, and what you're finding?
Yeah, so my project is on triple stack sugar beet, and we are addressing a question that what would be the suitability of growing triple stack sugar beet in this region in southeastern Montana and northwestern Wyoming.
And what is triple stack sugar beet?
Triple stack sugar beet is a novel cultivar which will have tolerance against glyphosate, glufosinate, and dicamba. So 3 mode of action. So farmers can use these herbicides to control weed pretty easily. So we did a survey in 2021 close to sugar beet harvest in southeastern Montana and northwestern Wyoming, where we collected around 40 populations of kochia, 42 populations of red root pigweed, and 27 populations of common limb squatters. And then we screened all the populations with glyphosate, glufosinate, and dicamba to see that what are the current herbicide resistant status in those problematic weed species. So talking about kochia, almost all the populations of kochia right now are glyphosate resistance. We found dicamba resistance that is also pretty prevalent in kochia, but glufosinate resistance is not very prevalent. However, we found some glufosinate resistance populations as well, around 5 populations, which are, we can say that some of the populations are at the developing resistance stage.
That's pretty alarming for a new technology that hasn't even been introduced yet.
Yeah,
and potentially you could run into fields that already have resistant weeds to at least 2 of those. This is a couple of years away, is that right?
Yeah, we are expecting triple stack sugar beet by the middle of this decade, around 2027.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.